Hi guys, it's Vip, and as of yesterday, I'm 32 weeks and 3 days pregnant. Only 8 more weeks to go. It's been a great week. Some weeks are good, some weeks are bad. This has been a great week, and the baby is about 1.8 kilos and about 43 centimeters. It's very cramped inside. It's getting bigger, and I don't see the belly getting bigger as fast as the baby. So I do see him a lot. I do see him when he's moving. It's not just waves in the bump now. He's pushing, he's trying to get out, and the movements are huge and sometimes painful, but a lot of times annoying. The head is still down, which means he's putting a lot of pressure below, and I do have to pee constantly. And I think his legs are keep hitting my ribs, and that's painful as well. My bump is not, I think, going up or forward. I think it's going down. So I do have an issue with my back because I think all the weight is going downwards. I did make a purchase that saved my life for my back. I did get a belt. It's a very cheap belt, very basic belt. You see the belly, and the belt looks like this, and it goes below the bump and just lifts the bump a bit or keeps it steady. And I do feel much more comfortable this way, and I do suggest, if you don't have one, just get one as soon as possible. You are going to feel the difference daily. I do wear it almost all day long. When I sit, sometimes it's a scratch, so sometimes it may dissolve, it may unscratch, and yeah, you just have to take it out every time you go to the loo. But that it's very easy to come together, just scratch it back on. This week I've had my midwife's appointment, very basic appointment. She measured the belly, which is fine, and the protein, which was fine. And they do have not antenatal appointments now, but they do have a Q&A with a midwife, for which they booked me an appointment. And that was good to have a midwife answer a lot of questions that you don't remember every time you go to see her. So me and my partner, we're both starting a list with questions we want to ask. What else? I did start a bit of shopping with the basic things like sheets and clothes for the baby. I don't want to shop a lot of clothes for the baby, as we don't know exactly the size of him when he comes out. As in the UK, we have a newborn size and a 0 to 3 size. You do have to have something, so you do have to have a few of each at least. My shopping so far is with cod, sheets, sleepsuits, muslins, and stuff like that. And I am going to keep researching about the rest. Not a lot of huge purchases, but I do want to be informed. I got my palette, as I said. I did buy a lot of small bits and bytes for the baby, a lot of things that are not essential, but they do seem like a good idea. I am not spending a lot of money on those because I'm not sure I'm gonna use them, but I do want to buy something, as I do want to be a bit prepared, at least with some things that may not be so essential. I did get my maternity certificate, which I need to give to the accountant to arrange my maternity leave. Because we're on lockdown and on furlough, I wasn't very keen on running through the whole process that needed to be done. And uh, if you're working, you will have to do that at your earliest convenience. My accountant asked for it and my boss asked for it, so it's very basic. Just ask the midwife, you get it, you send it to the accountant. That's pretty much it. Now, I'm a member in a lot of groups, and a lot of groups, organizations, stuff like that. They are suggesting that it's time to do the hospital bag. I think it's too early. I'm 32 weeks. I still have 8 more weeks to go, maybe 10. And because I have an issue with my placenta being low, I have another appointment in 2 weeks, week 34, to see if the placenta is still low, and if that's the case, I may have to do a C-section instead of a natural birth. So the things that I would have to pack would be a lot different in both cases, as I think that with a C-section you need to stay longer there, and you do need to be in bed for a longer period of time. So the things that you would need are going to be completely different than if you give a natural birth, where you would actually, I think, stay maybe 1 day in the hospital. But yeah, so we've started with my partner. We said, okay, let's do something. So we started doing the hospital bag. I have some nightgowns for the pregnancy, which I packed, and we started packing all the rest, but unfortunately we are not able to, because all the things we're using now, baby clothes and stuff like that, we haven't bought everything, and you do need to wash again everything in order to buy the baby stuff. Partner stuff, he needs a change of clothes and stuff like that, which of course he can pack a week in advance. He cannot pack maybe 2.5 months prior, a change of clothes. It's not so necessary to be done so much in advance. And so the only thing we actually packed it was the nightgowns that I have, some nursing bras and blouses that I got, which are very, very basic, that you may need, some samples of nappies, diaper cream, water wipes for the baby, but that's pretty much it. I got a nipple cream that I packed, and I just got a necessaire where I have everything in a travel size, like a day cream, shampoo, some candies, and very, very daily basic things like you may need. I do have dry lips constantly, so I have a lip balm and very, very basic things. I'm gonna go through that again, I think, in a couple of weeks, as I don't see a point of arranging everything now. And the good and the bad thing of the whole situation with the hospital bag was that I've spent maybe about 20 hours on different videos and reading articles about the hospital bags and the essentials of the hospital bag and what your hospital bag should have, and then videos of what the people who said what the hospital bag should have, what they actually used. I did put one book inside, and I did put my fan inside. That's pretty much it. You need clothes, you need something to distract yourself in case you stay there a couple of hours, and you need the necessary with your basics. If you do makeup, as you see I don't, if you do makeup, some basic makeup, which again you can do a week in advance. You don't need to do that 2 months in advance. The other thing I'm very, very happy about is that I did have a discussion with my partner about him getting a bit more involved with the whole pregnancy journey and not just okay, we're having a baby. And we did go to a seminar, an online Zoom seminar, about very basic things that you would need to know about the baby. So we've had, this seminar was again with a midwife, and it was one of the organizations that you have to pay for the lessons, but the first lesson was for free, and the free lesson taught you a lot of things that you would need to know about a newborn if you had no idea, which is how to bath them, how to change a nappy, how to put them to sleep, how to cut their nails, and all of these are very, very basic things that I had and I still have no clue about. I did get well informed throughout this antenatal class, and my partner knew a bit more than me because he did have relationships with babies before in his life, and I do feel a bit more ready. I have another antenatal class in 2-3 days about breastfeeding, which I wanted to have just to be sure. And again, you don't need to, as far as I'm concerned, because they told me that while you're in the hospital, even if you're for 1 day or 1 week, even for 1 day, you're going to feed your baby at least 5 times. So those 5 times, you're not going to do it alone. There is going to be a midwife helping you and showing you how things are done. So you are indeed going to learn on the spot. No matter how many videos you've seen, you still don't know how it's going to be done unless you have a baby in your arms grabbing your breasts. And that said, you have to be informed about formulas and bottle feeding, even if you want to do only breastfeeding like I do, because you don't know if it's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to produce enough milk. So that said, I am not going to purchase everything that I had plans of doing. Like you do need baby bottles, but you don't know if you're going to breastfeed or give formula, so you don't know if you're going to need a pump. So there is no point of spending a lot of money to an electric pump, a handheld pump, a haka, something else that goes in the breast to save the milk when you're feeding the baby from one side and stuff like that. So it's a lot of things that are essential, but you don't know how these things are going to run with you and your baby. So it's better to just have something and not everything. And no matter how hard it's going to be in the first couple of days or weeks, you will have time to order something online, or you will have time to tell someone or your partner that you need something, so they need to go to a drugstore to get it, like even a pump or something like that. So this week I've realized that there is no point of actually getting worried about a lot of these things. There is no point of actually purchasing all of these things in advance, because Amazon sends you everything the next day or 2 days later. So you can live without a pump for 2 days. You can live without anything for 2 days. You just need to have the basics. And you don't need to be prepared months in advance. It's nice to be prepared. Have a list of everything you think you will need, so that with this list everyone else can help you. What we did with the hospital bag, as I said, I packed a few things for me. As I said, I can't pack everything. I can't pack snacks now and stuff like that. So I have a piece of paper with everything else I would need, which is snacks, which is everything for the baby, basic clothes, which I will need to wash and clean and put inside. And you need to shop everything closer to the dates. Again, it's 2 months in advance. We are getting closer, but you don't need to be stressed. That's my way of seeing life now. And I do feel my baby kicking and pushing and being ready to be out in the world. I can't wait for it. And I am just trying to enjoy these last couple of weeks of me being pregnant before having another person in my life. I hope you do the same. I wish you do the same. That's it for me for this week, and I'll see you next week with more news. Stay safe, stay comfortable, and happy mama makes a happy life. Bye.